Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip and Multiverse with your host, the man with the exploding Air Jordans, Kyle Charles, and
and the man who cucks Buddy Murphy /
Ah.
Buddy Matthews.
Yep.
See what John.
and we are here today to review AEW's Double or Nothing 2023.
I'm gonna ask first. Did you bother watching the pre-show? Because I did not.
I did not know there was one until halfway through the show. I was like, "Oh, what happened to the Hardys versus Ethan Page and that?" And then I realized, oh, it must be in the pre-show.
Yeah, I thought that kind of. So I saw the. Was it the old? What do they call it? The deletion that on that one. What was it?
The firm deletion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought that was the end of that. So
Yeah,
I was like, huh? Okay.
Apparently not.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. So, all right, we go straight to the main show.
Yeah, because I never watched it, but I know the Hardys won, and apparently Jeff Hardy got injured.
Oh my goodness! Again.
Yeah, so he should hang it up.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah.
Jeff, man, just hang it up.
And yeah, I mean they are old now. They've been around for a while. And only this, Jeff's been saying he used to try to protect people from the Senton bomb, the Swanton bomb, but he got battered enough. He's like, no, I'm just gonna smash people with my body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, probably if not that he's gonna injure, like people are gonna be, you're making the risk of injury up for you and the other person as well. So yeah, maybe it's time. You know,
it's just as well his whole onslaught from say when Hardy's got big, say 98 to 99 to now has just been throwing his body at people in a way, and I guess now in his 40s, it's catching up with him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is either put him in multi-man matches or something like that, where he can do his signature moves, or some of I mean, there's stuff that he does that he doesn't need to be doing at his age, and he's been doing it for a long time, just splatting himself on whatever. So it hurts when you hit someone. It hurts more when you miss.
Yeah.
Depending, obviously, if you don't if he's doing this outside the ring and stuff like that. So
yeah. So that's not good on him. But hey,
no.
Yeah.
So you already got injured.
Yeah, already.
Okay.
He's only been back like a week, isn't it?
Oh dear.
Gosh.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So on to the main show. The international title.
Yep.
See, the All Atlantic title is now the international title.
Because it makes more sense. Yep.
Yeah, the Blackjack Battle Royal, where you've got to get in the ring to get out of the ring. A bit like when you're drifting in Tokyo Drift, right?
Yeah.
If you ain't out of control, you ain't in control. Okay, right.
Yeah. That makes sense.
yeah. Okay, so a lot of people in this, and I did not think a lot of them had a chance to win the match. And put it that way.
Yeah, but that's with every battle royal. It's like half the people, well, a quarter of people in it have no chance of winning it. They're just in there to be bodies.
So Orange Cassidy is champion here.
Yep.
As far as battle royal is concerned, it was fun.
Yeah,
it was cool.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Some people got stand out particular sections of the match. Keith Lee got something. Penta got stuff to do. Big Bill as well. I'm like, all right, okay. I mean, fair enough.
I like Big Bill.
Swerve Strickland, and Starks. Ricky Starks. Our boy Jay White didn't get as much as to do as I wanted him to win, by the way, only because it puts him at a more relevant point.
Yeah.
Because he's coming and they haven't. He's trickled down from the status he had in New Japan because there's too many people in the top tier doing their stuff that their storyline's already active. He's coming in and he's just like, all right, here I am. So if he won the title, I would have given him something. Or if he was on the last couple of people that Orange Cassidy threw out, then start a feud with him. But he took a dirty spear.
Yeah, that spear looked dope. Yeah.
When he got eliminated, I was like, oh, all right.
But I kind of saw it coming because it's a weird, as much as you, I did want him to win, but for him to win that title on a battle royal seems kind of cheap.
Yeah. Well, you know, he got stuff to do as well. Not like a huge line of domination or anything like that. But he got stuff to do. And the way he took that spear when he got done, I was like, all right, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah, I found it fun. It wasn't. It was a cool battle royal. It set the tone.
Yeah.
If you as an opening match.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. I thought the rest of the card dipped for a little while.
Oh, we didn't say who won, so.
Oh yeah. Yep. Sorry, Con.
Orange Cassidy won, which it was a cool. How he won was a cool spot. It ended up being him and Swerve at the end, and there was moments like, "Oh, Swerve could win this," but I was thinking again, it's kind of cheap if Swerve wins it this way. Again, he should be doing more than they're doing with him.
So, like you're saying, I was like, "Oh, could it be right?"
Yeah.
I didn't expect not. Because they are doing stuff with Swerve has got some prominence. So it was like not out of the realms when they became the last two people that he could win.
Yeah.
It's like you. I was like, when he was throwing Orange Cassidy, I'm like, no, but I don't expect it.
Yeah.
Except, so when he got close, I was like, ooh, maybe.
I was like, maybe, and then I was like, they're not gonna pull the trigger on it. Why am I thinking they will? And they didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
But no, he rather than have 0% possibility, at least he upped it to like, okay, this is like a 30% possibility he could actually win.
Yeah, especially bit where he got him on like the closing bit. I was like, maybe he could win. And then Orange Cassidy did Orange Cassidy, which again I like what he did and how he won, how he went to do the Superman punch and just kicked him.
Yeah, I was expecting like sort of. You know when they're portraying the storyline where he's a fighting champion, yeah, and you have a match during the week, whether it's on Dynamite or whether it's on Rampage and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's taking more and more out of him because he's just accumulating damage.
Yeah.
So in the logic of this storyline, winning the Battle Royal is good for him because he didn't have to fight everyone; they all fought each other as well. Yeah. If it was a 1-on-1 match, then you could have just. Yeah, he barely scrapes to win. Yeah, but as a battle royal, no, it's fine. It's fine. Him winning after they're playing that he's just his life points are crumbling.
Yeah, because like for him to lose the title now, they've kind of built it to he needs to lose it in a 1-on-1 because because he's like reign's been so long so far and he's had like the most defenses. For him to lose it in a battle royal is kind of cheap. So okay, that's
Unless it was someone that there was a build. Yeah. For a particular reason. Let's say he was feuding with someone. Like, for example, Swerve Strickland, all throughout this, and then it became the last year of Battle Royal. Then you'd be like, okay.
Yeah, well, I get the logic. That makes sense. Yeah. But just to
and then you'll get the rematch where Orange is not beat up, and then they could have then you could you have a proper match, which then, you cement that person, whoever wins. Anyways, so yeah, but it was cool, neat start to the pay-per-view.
Yeah, start on a high.
Chris Jericho versus Adam Cole. The trailer, the video package they played beforehand was so, I wouldn't say it's jokes, but like it made everything super kind of personal and epic. Yeah, Britt Baker getting beat up with the kendo stick, and then Chris Jericho's like talking to Adam Cole, and you just hear Britt Baker saying, "Oh, please," and stuff like that. Adam, help me, or whatever it is. I can't remember the exact scenes of it, but it just made like it's a movie. Yeah. I'm expecting some sort of like when they in the movies where whatever revenge they go have for their family, just murder everyone.
Like he killed someone he is related to or something. This match, though, it was good. I was confused. The whole Sabu thing confused me. I was like, why Sabu?
Yeah, I didn't see why he was there. If anything, Jericho Appreciation Society, if they were going to come to interfere, you have Adam Cole bring in the... they're not called the what's it called, Undisputed Era anymore. No. But, them that group as backup.
Well...
Which...
I guess they can't at the moment because Cole's injured and over nowhere. What's his face?
No, not Cole. Cole is here.
Sorry.
You mean O'Reilly?
O'Reilly, yeah.
Yeah.
And
and Bobby Fish. Well, you know.
Where's the lie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to sort of be around him at the moment. So yeah.
Okay. But yeah. I just assumed that you do a gang. Like if they did a gang fight and then it went on to the 1-on-1 to blow off, fair enough. I think they kind of just went to the 1-on-1 a bit too quickly. However, like you're saying, there were people injured and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. But, yeah.
I thought this was all right. It wasn't, as the rules were unsanctioned, and AEW takes no responsibility for the massacre that's going to happen or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Sabu being in it, I think they overhyped what it was going to be, and then you expected too much.
I didn't expect that much. I was like,
that's probably why. Like when you say you didn't expect that much, that's probably why you think it was all right. I was after watching Adam Page and Moxley destroy each other in the match at Revolution, and then the match later on Anakin Arena. This seemed to be a bit of a weird one because it's like you can't, if you're gonna have a hardcore match later on, having a hardcore match on second is kind of a bit.
Got kind of like hold back on certain things they can do because obviously the other match. Yeah,
that's why I was saying if there was a multi-man match or something like that, this instead, then you could do Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho on the next pay-per-view. Not Forbidden Door, but the other one after that.
Yeah,
as 1-on-1, you know, and then they could have had more time to do stuff, or they've been able to do more things that won't be taken away the spotlight, or they put on a deficit. I did think at the end that Adam Cole's meant to wrap his fist with the chain and punch Jericho, but it was wrapped around his leg and he couldn't unwrap it. He just did try to unwrap it around his leg and punch Jericho, so he punched him with the other hand, which then wasn't as good because it's like hammer fist, fine, right?
Yeah.
But to knock someone out with the hammer fist is a bit weird. In UFC, all right, yeah, because that's actual.
Yeah.
Here, though, I guess if he's hammer fisting with the chain, you actually cause some damage as well. So I did like it though. He did throw a couple of punches on Jericho at the end there with the chain wrapped around his fist, and Jericho had his like a tricep to cover his face. Like to take the brunt of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It was...
But I just thought, oh, is he meant to try and wrap the chain around his other hand? Because at the end there, I was like, right now they called it referee stoppage, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And I saw people, the crowd made me laugh though. It was like booing. I was like, what else do you expect? You know what I mean? Like...
yeah. It wasn't a bad. Okay, I'd be fine to finish if he was using the hand that was wrapped in a chain. Yeah. But I think people were like, okay, all right, okay, and that's why they booed it because they were like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it kind of made sense to me. It's like, yeah, you know, right, unsanctioned, but like. He can't defend himself, and the referee's like, you know what, I probably can still get sued for this, so let me stop it. And I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense to me, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd been better off being put in a normal match with, obviously it's a blood feud or whatever, right? But saying that if anyone gets disqualified, they're going to be fined and stuff like that, so they have to try and do stuff without having to do stuff, and then that way you're not competing against a hardcore match later on, which is all nutty as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it made it work, I guess. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe they should have saved beating up Britt Baker a bit till a bit later on in the feud, because then you could have just had a normal one-on-one like that. I think there's a way they could have done stuff without having been overshadowed as well.
Yeah, but I think they're just gonna try and drag this feud out for a while because
it seems like it until Kyle O'Reilly's healed. Yeah.
Oh, until something. Because I guess they gotta keep what's his name? Not Kyle. Right? Adam Cole kind of relevant for a while until whatever. Apparently, people think that he's gonna take the title of MJF, which I don't get. But
well.
Yeah,
we'll see because it's one of those things they've got to. If they're going to do that, they're going to spend at least another 6 months rebuilding Adam Cole. Not rebuilding, but putting him in that position because he's in the middle of a feud. First of all, and second, he's come back and he's got to beat other people at the upper mid card as well.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
All right, FTR, the tag champions versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. I found this match fun. It wasn't crazy, it wasn't amazing, but it was. Oh my goodness! So Mark Briscoe comes out as the special referee, and I was like, "Is he a hillbilly? What's going on here? Is he with the people that live in trailers?"
Don't you know his gimmick?
I actually do not.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's a country boy. Yeah.
To be fair, I haven't. I mean, I should have watched the FTR Briscoe matches. Yeah,
I've seen 2 to 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I never watched. I didn't watch Ring of Honor when they were on it. Like, I happened to not see it, right? But for 100%, I was like, wow, okay, right. And then I was like, as you tell me, that is his gimmick. I'm like, 100%. You know what? 100% on point.
Yeah.
The only thing that could have done it more is if he was if he was a cannibal as well.
No,
no, I'm not joking. I'm talking about that to that level, where it's like, yeah, we're the hillbilly people that go and do all that craziness.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So he he presented himself exactly as how he should be presented in that case. Then.
Yeah.
But this match was funny because it's gonna be out of guitar shots that people were just taking. Not like there were huge amounts, but Jarrett tried to hit one of the FTR guys with I think it's Dax, with the guitar. Ended up hitting Mark Briscoe, who all of a sudden, because he's wearing a referee shirt, just gets completely depowered.
Yeah. That was a bit. I was like, oh, okay.
That was hilarious to me because he's slumping into the corner. Obviously, he has to sell, but I'm like, man, I know how long he's going to be out for.
Yeah.
And then Aubrey Ed was trying to come in to do the referee counting, and Karen Jarrett blocks her way and gives her a guitar shot. I'm like, all right.
I was like, oh, okay. I guess this is where we go.
I don't know why I didn't expect it, but at the same time, I wasn't not expecting it.
Yeah, it was like, oh, huh. Yeah, some of them was like, I feel silly for not expecting that. Yeah, okay, sure. Oh, that was good. Yeah, it was a good match. Lots of shenanigans heading into it.
Yeah,
like you said, guitar shots, interference.
Yeah,
and then
I'm
trying to remember.
Jarrett nearly got the pin with a stroke.
Yep.
Jarrett took the pin though with the Shatter Machine. So when he did the stroke and nearly got the count, he got up and he started slapping Mark Briscoe, saying,
"Yeah,
you gotta count the count. You gotta count it."
Yeah, as soon as that was like, "Oh yeah, I know who's winning."
Yeah, but why would you want to antagonize the referee? You know?
Yeah, especially when he's meant to be on your side. Well, you want him to be on your side. Yeah.
Exactly. So then Jarrett gets slapped across the face, and he takes the Shatter Machine, and FTR get the pin. I'm like, all right, I get it. I get why Jarrett should take the pin as well. So this was perfectly logical.
Yeah, but it was I don't know. I'm kind of tired of FTR. I'm wanting Jarrett and Lethal to win because.
Oh really?
Yeah, I like. I've always been a Jarrett guy, and except for when he was in. There's a brief period in TNA where I didn't like it. I've sort of come around to it. I don't know. FTR, I'm just kind of getting bored of him now. I don't know.
To say, Jarrett seems to be enjoying himself. I'll tell you that much. Like, not to the point where he's just making a mockery of the match he's in, yeah? But he's enjoying himself in the ring. So fair enough. You know, good on you, mate. You have to make your matches, entertaining.
Yeah, and he's putting on good matches at someone who's in his mid-50s at this point, I think.
Yeah. Well, is he?
Yeah. Pretty sure he's
because Jericho's in his mid-50s.
Yeah, I think. Let me just quickly check. I'm pretty sure
he must be in mid-late 50s. Jericho's 53 or something like that.
No, he's 55. 55, yeah.
Oh, he's only a little bit older than Jericho. Okay, for some reason I was expecting him to be another Oh yeah. I was expecting him to be at least 5 years older than Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 4 years older than Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't expect. I didn't think that Lethal and Jarrett were going to win. That's going into it.
Yeah, I know. Realistically, I knew they weren't going to win, but there was a small part of me like, I hope he wins. I hope he wins.
Yeah. And then Mark Briscoe being the referee kind of tipped the scales even more.
Yeah.
To the FTR side, but hey, we'll see how the rest of the title reign goes and who are the next set of challenges.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. So then they have a. Oh, so during the Jericho and Adam Cole match, Britt Baker came out and started hitting Jericho with the kendo sticks, and then Saraya came out, and I think she got hit with a kendo stick as well.
Wait. Yeah.
There's kendo sticks in other matches later on, which is why you're probably getting confused. Anyways, so during this point, this is where Jericho and Saraya are kind of promo backstage about how it's unfair that they're using kendo. Like, they're being complete hypocrites because they did this stuff to Adam Cole, and then it's unfair because this stuff is done to them.
Yeah.
As though what they did never existed in the first place, right?
Yeah, you're like, okay.
Yeah. And then one of these production workers, because Jericho's destroying stuff to the side, and one of these guys backstage says, "Look, you got to calm down, man," or something like that, right?
And he's like,
and then
you can't tell him to do that.
Yeah. Jericho steps out of the camera side. It moves slightly so Ray could tell off the production worker. Go, like you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
He's Chris Jericho. You can't tell him what to do. And then for some reason, right, just before whatever happens next, she takes a good couple of steps back.
Yeah.
I see her move, and then I see a fireball come across from Chris Jericho's side. And then they called him, in my own head, I was like, oh, so he's a wizard now, right? And they say he's the wizard. And I was like, all right, well.
Yeah, that's his gimmick. He's the wizard.
Yeah, he's a fireball throwing wizard.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a while now.
Yeah, it just makes me laugh because he should veer off. I don't know if he should say, because it might turn out comedic, right? But I don't know how much you want to embrace the comedy, but actually go full, like he is a wizard, but not like a rock and roll wizard or some craziness like that.
Oh no, he has. He's leaned into it for a while now.
Yeah, but no, I mean like. Oh, completely over the top because Jericho's one of those,
like he has been completely over the top about it for the last for a while now.
Yeah. He's the guy who can pull off being like he could do serious stuff and he could do comedy stuff and he knows the fine line in between where it's if you're gonna go do it over the top, do it as much as you can.
Yeah, lean into
to be entertaining, or you can just veer it back to being straight.
Yeah.
So you reckon the Jericho? Do you think the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Outcasts are going to band together?
They kind of have because that's their weird thing.
Yeah, they kind of have. They kind of haven't because they're like, well, I'll feud with the girls and you feud with the boys, but together, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. Okay. Christian Cage versus Wardlow. Wardlow being the TNT champion. I think after Wardlow cut his hair, got his hair cut. It's not. He doesn't look the same.
Nah, he looks pedestrian. Yeah.
Yeah. He
looks like someone.
This was a match that I didn't expect Christian to be doing at his age right now.
No, yeah. I think he's trying to copy Edge. Like if Edge can do these sort of things, so can I. I'm like,
yeah. To be fair, he did take 7 years off at one point, right?
Yeah.
Which might have helped him heal it, like, and then allow him to do stuff like this. But I'm like, you should probably not do so many of this craziness.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you're mid 40s. You shouldn't be doing. Actually, no, he's late 40s.
Yeah.
49, but
coming up 50.
Like, dude, you shouldn't. Your body isn't going to heal as well as it used to, so please don't do this.
This was a fine match as well. Some like Luchasaurus came out, and then I thought that Arn Anderson was going to give Luchasaurus the spine buster.
Yeah, double R spine buster, or his DDT, but
because the commentators were calling for the DDT. I'm like, no, he's in the position for the spine buster because he's waiting for him to turn around, just lift him up and throw him, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. And then he bit Luchasaurus' Luchasaurus going to chokeslam him, so he bit Luchasaurus' thumb, and I was like, right.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I think the crowd was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because like okay, Luchasaurus then had to sell his thumb with the blood on it. But
did you see the blood packet?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you see the blood packet as well. He's like his big red bubble when he's biting down on it. You're like, oh, that's weird. Right. That's why the camera switches really quick. I was like, okay.
I see. Yeah, I didn't catch that because I was like, what are they thinking? Like, I know what they're trying to do, but I don't think the crowd is seeing it.
Yeah.
Then it looks like basically crushed Arn Anderson's windpipe and then caused him to splurt blood.
Yeah.
I was like,
weren't directed well.
Yeah.
But hey,
yeah. Wardlow then the crazy senton on Luchasaurus. I think Wardlow versus. Do you think they're building to Wardlow versus Luchasaurus?
I thought that they was building to that first, but then they went to the Christian Cage thing. So okay,
I think they probably should have done Wardlow versus Luchasaurus, and then Christian Cage afterwards. Yeah, like the final boss, right?
Or just not even him feud with Christian because that's a bit weird. But
yeah, I didn't. Wardlow just won the title back again after a couple of there was a short reign from Wardlow to Smojo to Darby Allin to Smojo to Wardlow, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't think.
Then to Hobbs.
Oh, sorry.
And then back to Wardlow. Yeah. So I didn't think that Christian was going to win the title because you're changing it a bit too much too quickly. I thought it could because to me it feels like they don't care with the TNT title; just change it whenever they want. So I was like, it could be a thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could be. You could have this. Did you rank this title lower than the international title?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think they're trying to rebuild it with Wardlow?
No.
Okay. All right. I do. I think Christian winning at some point will actually give it prominence, but yeah, that's probably Wardlow's going to probably have a decently long run with it.
Yeah,
like 6 months or something like that. I reckon.
Nah, I don't reckon. No. I thought it was going to be a long run at first. Then he lost it.
Yeah.
Got it back. Lost it. Got it back. So, I don't. I just don't know where they're going with this title anymore. I just don't care for it. If I'm honest, I just don't care for it. It hasn't been relevant since Cody lost it, if I'm honest.
But I didn't think also this match needed to be a ladder match at all.
No.
It could have been like Christian lost in a normal match. You have them feud with Luchasaurus for a little bit, and then you go into the ladder match with Christian at the next pay-per-view. I don't know. Sometimes I don't think they think far enough. They kind of hot shot the main the payoff. So where do you go from a ladder match if you start there?
Nowhere. That's where.
Yeah. Unless you're going to do a buried alive, like the what was the when they called it, because they couldn't call it the buried alive match.
Last rights match, isn't it?
Yeah. Something like that, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was alright. It was like oddly, not oddly positioned. Just like I don't think this should be a ladder match. I don't think Christian has a good chance of winning.
No, I think it was a ladder match because I've noticed I think last year's Double or Nothing and the year before, like, there's always a ladder match in it. So I guess that's why they just put a ladder match in it. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Like they kind of didn't need to be, but hey.
No. In all fairness, right?
Yeah.
Instead of having this, instead of having this match, they could have had like a casino battle royale with the women for a title shot later down the line, something. You know what I mean? They could have had that, or even a ladder match of the women for.
Making sense of the logic you're saying, by the way. We should speak about the women's title match first, and then go into that.
Yeah.
Okay. So women's title match: Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm. Jamie Hayter being the title holder, and Toni Storm comes out. Jamie Hayter's music plays. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Taz, the music plays again. Then Taz says, "Oh yeah, where's Jamie Hayter?" And he starts singing her theme music. All right.
Yeah, I like that bit.
Well, not singing, but he's doing the beats.
Yeah.
Right. And then she just comes sprawling out of the entranceway with Saraya and Ruby just beating her up, and I'm like, all right. So I know she's injured, but logically speaking, if you're gonna do a sport that's supposed to be like you meant to be working the confines of rules of an actual sport, when you have disqualified Toni Storm right away. No, to be fair, the match hadn't started, right? But when you called it a no contest?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
because then it gives Jamie Hayter time to, depending on the injury, right? If it's a major injury, I get what they did. Yeah. If it's just like something that she's gonna be out for a couple of months, then you could have her injured by these people and hold off for a bit. But so she comes out. They all triple team her right arm.
Yeah.
And then she gets help with Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida.
Yeah.
Comes out to interfere as well. She gets a hate aid on Toni Storm.
Yeah.
But she sells her arm as well. So Storm kicks out.
I have a problem with this.
Yeah, go on.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it when we finish the match. My problem with the match.
Yeah, because the match is really quick.
Yeah.
So I think she picks up Toni Storm for another Haterade. Toni Storm slips out the back, pushes Jamie Hayter. Somehow, like Jamie Hayter goes diagonally.
Yeah.
To the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. The very turnbuckle that to her arm or shoulder area, and then she takes her pile driver, Storm Zero, and that's that. Toni Storm wins the title. I'm like, actually, I like the chaos of the match, and I get what they did.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, but when if she's injured, then actually probably we should have done as much as she did as injured anyways.
Yeah.
So, but I like the chaos of it.
This match was kind of like stupid to me, if I'm honest.
Okay.
Alright, so the beginning bit where she gets beaten up. I was like, okay, cool. So they're gonna just call this match off? No, they don't. They carry it on. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sure. And then got the interference from Ruby and Saraya. And then Hikaru Shida comes out, helps. Yeah, cool, makes sense. All right, sure.
Yeah.
And then this is where my first problem starts. Toni Storm goes into the turnbuckle, the exposed turnbuckle.
Yeah.
And then gets Hater. I call it a Hater makeup, but Haterade. Yeah.
I don't know. They missed They do actually. I think they missed a thingamajig when they didn't call it that.
So yeah, she gets the Haterade.
Yeah.
And then kicks out. Okay, so you've instantly kind of buried the Haterade.
No. To be fair, she was selling her arm for a while before that happened. Not saying it's a defense, but it makes more sense than if John Cena's going to hit you with his finisher and everyone just starts kicking out that.
Yeah, okay, that slightly makes sense, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the same thing basically happens to Jamie Hayter when Toni Storm pushes him into the corner. She magnetizes towards that corner, gets hit, and then gets a Storm Zero and kicks out. What?
Did she kick out that one?
No, she didn't kick out. Sorry, she gets pinned from it. Like,
I was like,
how come? Yeah. If the pin involved her arm, fair enough.
If she pile drove her, like if she adjusted the Storm Zero to pile drive her onto her arm,
that's weird. But like, I don't know. I just found you used the same spot twice, but one was able to win with it. That's kind of for me. I was like, I don't. All right, sure. I guess. Huh.
Yeah. So, but you're saying, and logically speaking, I probably, I think it all depends on how injured Jamie Hayter was. If you had this match and there was also a schmoz, where everyone just came out and interfered right away, and then you could have had Jamie Hayter not doing too much but just getting hurt, right, and that way there's a no contest. But then they just not necessarily they put her through the table, whatever. They give her something to write out with an injury for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
While she still has the title, or if she definitely needs surgery or something like that, they take away the title from her like this, rather than vacate it because they had to do an interim whatever. But you're saying maybe they shouldn't even have had this match.
No,
you're thinking maybe it should have been gone.
Like either had the match or literally it should have been like a 30 seconds squash match.
Yeah, but that kind of makes sense. But you're saying, before they maybe should have had a women's number one contender ladder match instead.
Yeah, for like later down the line or whatever, like for a match for later down the line.
Yeah. But so you're saying if this match wasn't on the card because one of the competitors couldn't be in it, And I suppose like even if you had a ladder match, like if you change that ladder match, Christian Cage does not have a ladder match. You have a normal match, and then you have the women's number one contenders ladder match at double for the title shot whenever. Yeah. But then it would probably mainly be the Outcasts versus Britt Baker and Hikaru Shida, right?
Probably, yeah. But that's just my opinion.
Well, I guess it might just be four. You could have just done it 4-way because Saraya, depending on how frequently she can wrestle.
Yeah.
It just might be a case of she would like to be the outside interference person, and you could have just did a 4-way. Yeah. But all right, as far as the match goes, I enjoyed it for the 3-minute match that it was. If you don't count the all the attack before the bell stuff.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. It was okay. Yeah. It's just my issues with it.
Well, it needed to be what it was.
Yeah, of course.
Could have been something else, but I'm just saying the way they went about it because they needed the title change. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, trios titles: the House of Black versus the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn / Daddy Ass.
Very, very. Yeah, I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed the aesthetics of it, like how they turned the lights down, and
I like Max Caster coming out with his rap saying, "Why does that? How come?" The House of Black got no black dudes in it.
Yeah, and how is it okay for Malachi to wear blackface and all that stuff? Like, that's quite
yeah.
See what you did there.
The funny thing is, the House of Black just in there, no selling anything.
Yeah.
Like visually, just like some people just like ooh or like whatever, right? They're just like these bunch of idiots, right? We don't stand for this sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's quite funny. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, and then they talk about so Rhea Ripley's in a relationship with Buddy Matthews, but I don't know how well known that is outside of.
Yeah, everyone knows.
I don't want to say dirt sheets, but people that know,
Yeah, everyone knows it. They post with each other on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. So but Dominic, our boy Dominic.
Yeah.
What jokes?
It's quite funny.
But I found this match kind of fun. The right person got pinned was Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Also, he got a good flurry at the end there as well.
Yeah. Because I like that how he came in like as he's literally bigger than everyone in AEW.
yeah.
Literally, and I thought that was quite good. Like, that makes sense for him to sort of like be able to outpower them, but then boom.
So I think they claim doing most of the work, and then Billy Gunn gets the hot tag as he does when he was with the New Age Outlaws. He got his good offensive flurry, given the Fameasses, which pile drive people into the ground.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the people that take it. They want to take flat backs or front bumps. They just go like spike themselves.
I think they try to make it look more menacing by spiking themselves. So I was like, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
Okay, all right. I don't know if that's also how he's modified people to take it now, like, or do people just take it however they want to take it? Because both of these guys took it as spikes.
Well, Buddy Murphy's one made sense because he was hanging over the rope, so he would take it as spikes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Brody Lee just did it to make it look different. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
You've got to be careful with that though, because if you spike yourself, and what's going to happen is you kind of roll onto Billy Gunn's legs, so you could really put out one of his knees if you're not careful.
Yeah.
But then he got what's it called, a roundhouse kick to the head.
Yeah.
And he got and he took the pin. I was like, all right, fair enough.
I was good with that.
Like, makes sense. Because it doesn't make the Acclaim look bad, and Billy Gunn is like in his 60s now, right?
Very close. He's either in it or very close to it.
Yeah. So even though he looks massive,
yeah.
But I was like, all right, fair enough. But it's one of those things where you're like, why didn't they build? And to be fair, this is not a random tag team. They have been a group together, and all three of these guys can wrestle. But why didn't they build towards it? Why didn't they set something? That's.
Well, they did kind of build to it on Rampage before.
Yeah.
And then they did some weird explanation about you don't need to be an established team to compete in the House of Black rule. They said something. Commentary said something weird about it earlier, like before the match. Like,
yeah,
okay.
that I get, by the way, right? But it's just like, why didn't you just do? Why didn't you set up like through Rampage or Dynamite that the Acclaimed is going to be teaming with Billy Gunn against the House of Black?
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I don't watch Rampage, but I've read somewhere about apparently it did, but I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem like they threw them not like they because the House of Black rules could be any random group. It just be like, all right, then here we are as a random group. That to challenge you, not as a random pairing, but you know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, and all the other people that are grouped are in feuds with other people already. So
yeah,
no wonder they're like, well, whatever 3 people want to team up together and fight us, yeah, all right.
Yeah, it could be that.
Which, by the way, could bring some very good matches. At the same time, it's just the group of 3 people that are teaming together. They've got excuses to lose because they're just randomly 3 people that are put together, rather than House of Black who's been working as a group.
Yeah, it's weird.
Okay, TBS title: Jade Cargill, the champion, versus Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah.
What did you think of this match?
It was okay. I thought it was gonna be shorter, but no, it was alright.
Yeah, I was surprised by it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was one of Jade Cargill's better matches, because I was like, looking at Taya Valkyrie, I'm like, she has a decent chance. Not like it's like, you know what, this is going to be less one-sided and also maybe closer towards 50-50.
Yeah.
Than the rest of the Jade Cargill matches, which were like,
yeah, you kind of knew from the get-go who was going to
win. Yeah.
But like, I thought maybe if it was over, if she was like, if Jade got to 60 and then she fought Taya, say this is matches, then I thought, okay, Taya could have win this, but no, sadly. But yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah, I thought the finish was not necessarily okay. So Taya got a good flurry of offense towards the end and hit her
Road
finish.
to Van Holla.
Yeah. And Jade Cargill kicked out. So I thought, like, when she picks it up for the next one over and Jade counters and then gets her own power move flurry and then hit Taya with the finish. But no, she just got to hit Taya with her finish, and I was like, oh, okay. Right? I mean, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
That was a bit weird,
yeah.
And then,
should have been something like, you know, she hit her with a good couple of power moves or countered some moves into up, like, just, you need to hit her with something, even if she just hit her 5 moves of doom and then did it, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then smart Mark Sterling says there's no one left to face Jade, even though there's a whole bunch of women who were involved in the women's title match that could have. But anyways, they're in the Jade Cargill verse, right?
Yeah. Hello, Island.
And and Chris Statlander finally enters the Jade Cargill verse.
Yeah. Well, I think I don't know if she will. I think if they're clever, Jade will just move straight on, not have a rematch, because either she has to win that rematch, or she loses. Then you kind of like. Well, we didn't even get to the finish yet.
We didn't speak about the actual match yet.
Oh no, yeah.
So straight away, Jade Cargill gets put in because Mark Sterling's saying, "Oh, it can face anyone, anytime, any place." Chris Statler comes out, and the title match is on right away. And she hits the Sunday Night Fever. Well, to be fair, there is a bit of ebb and flow before Chris Statlander hits her finish.
Yeah.
And I say ebb and flow, I mean, like, it was like, you know, less than a minute long, so.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, fine. Like you were saying, they probably should have just built to a match or something like that. It just seemed like, right, this is a quick change. You could have just had Statlander come out, point or something like that, at the WrestleMania sign, of course. But, you know, just, or, like if they started the match and then Jade Cargill's like, no. Like, as she's getting like on the defense, she just rolls out the ring and said, no, I'm just gonna walk off.
But I think they kind of have built this match months ago before what's the name? Statlander got injured, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think they should have done it like a proper title change. But
I don't know, because
but the crowd was loving it. That, by the way,
like I'm kind of okay with how it changed, because like okay, Jade just went through a grueling match and she loses. Yeah, it makes kind of sense. If she lost, it was technically it's clean, but it's not clean at the same time. But
I
don't know, because Statlander's she's already beat Stan. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just to say I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I'm fine with what they did. I'm just saying, according to if you were the title holder, and according to rules of actual sport, you'd be like, no, I've just already had a match.
Yeah, but this is wrestling.
This is wrestling. Yeah, where rules sometimes.
Yeah.
Wrestling where you've got to kind of like, all right, I can throw someone into the steps outside of the ring, right?
Yeah.
But if and that's not disqualification. But if I use the steps out of the ring to hit someone, if I put someone through the announce table, it's not disqualification. If I set up a table and put someone through it, it's a disqualification.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense.
Yeah. If you are going to say wrestling is, if an item is there and you hit it, that's fine. The surrounding items. It can't help. It can't be helped, right?
Yeah. But if you pick up that item and hit someone with it, you're disqualified.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like if you walk into a car, if you bump into a car, you bump into the car, you can't see the car driver, right?
Yeah.
But if the car hits you, all right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so the world title match between the four pillars of AEW. Now, this will be MJF, who's the title holder, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, and Darby Allin.
Yeah.
I didn't think the build for this was great.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, I don't think some of them, like Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, I don't think he's developed enough of a personality.
Yeah.
As a character.
No.
To be a viable threat. Even though his athleticism is good and he could do all the wrestling stuff. And he got enough edge to his character when he was feuding with Christian. He just, as an actual character, he needs something more.
Yeah, he's a bit bland. Yeah.
Unless you're going to say he's obviously white meat babyface, but there's only so far you can go with that.
Yeah, only so
far. Sammy Guevara coming out as a heel with Tay Mello, with then signposters saying that, well, we're having a baby, and then instantly turn face.
Yeah, that was a weird one. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, if the whole build was like he was MJF's crony, and then MJF turned on him, and then they did this bit, I'm like, all right, fair enough. But he's just like, nah, yeah. I mean, people are happy with him. He was having a baby. At the same time, it's just like, now it's going to be three faces versus a heel.
But like, it's weird because even before this heel, like I say, face turn, they kind of like done some weird kind of face turn with him leading up to this match, where like it started off where he was like, "Oh, I'm best friends with MJF," or that, and then slagging off like Jungle Boy and Darby, and then a couple of weeks later, after he kind of betrays MJF, he cut some sort of thing like, "Oh, you know what?" Like some weird, nice promo with I can't remember. It was Jack Perry. Like, yeah, you know, we've been through a lot. Kind of good, a good guy one. Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah, I think they probably should have just kept him as a heel because there's a bit later on that doesn't work when he is a face.
Yeah.
But this match overall was really good, actually.
Yeah, it was good.
So we forgot to speak about our boy Darby Allin not have a suicide video this time. He had a
kidnap video. Yeah.
Yeah. Where you kidnapped the person with the MJF face.
Yeah.
And he had Elvis impersonator help him. We're like, all right. Okay.
That was very...
Yeah. Is this where we're going? All right. Fine.
Very weird.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. MJF with his devil mask throne entrance. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Right. MJF just let everyone fight each other at the beginning of the match. He's not like, nah, laters.
Yeah, it's like, you don't do you, I'm out. Oh.
Yeah. And there are times, like, obviously, where everyone's fighting each other, And then, you know what? Later on in the match, MJF loves to swear.
Yeah.
I'm just getting the mics just picking up everything. Like, just F this, F that, you little piece of, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, not approved or anything. I thought, okay, that's a bit much. You can drop the S-bomb every now and then. But...
Yeah. Well, I think they, like, the crowd hear it fine, right? The mics, I'm not sure if they were meant to be picking up all that stuff up.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's a bit much.
They'll probably mute it on the replays or stuff like that.
They should have. But yeah.
Yeah.
But
some really good sequences here. I love the MJF eye poke sequence, and then so everyone is like hitting each other, forearm each other, and then they're gonna forearm MJF, and he just pokes each person's eyes.
Yeah.
Does the taunt, runs to the rope to do something, and they all super kick him.
Yeah. Like a lot of the triple teams and stuff was pretty good.
Yeah. They had a 4-way submission hold, which MJF. So Darby Allin and has Sammy Guevara in the figure 4.
Yeah.
Jack Berry then puts an armbar on Darby Allin.
Yeah.
MJF comes to try and interfere, but he gets taken down into ankle lock by Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "All right, what's he got? What kind of submission will MJF do? Oh, he will just do a reverse chin lock. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough. That's any way leverage you got there. So yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Cool. The thing is, he should have made it like he was going to do something epic, and then just do like something really plain like that.
Yeah, because that's meant to be his thing, isn't it? Where he pretends he's going to do something epic. And
there was the time where he was just everyone's diving onto each other outside the ring, and then he runs in to do something, just runs across the rope a couple of times, and does the Jeff Jarrett strut, and I'm like,
Fargo strut, and then
yeah.
Oh, there was something else that was. Yeah, a lot of like the counters and stuff in his match was pretty good as well.
Yeah. And everyone I thought had actually quite a good chance of winning. Even though it was like, MJF is going to. I'm assuming the high percentage that MJF will come out as champion.
Yeah.
During the match though, with the reversals and moves being hit and stuff like that, and people being out of the ring at certain times, you're like, oof, person X could actually pull off a win.
I don't know. For some reason, I didn't feel that way. I don't know why.
Okay,
I just didn't feel like I knew. I don't know. I just felt like, MJF's winning this. There's gonna be some weird, awesome kind of like callback way of him doing it, and then
yeah. I look. As much as the build to the match made me think, nah, MJF is definitely walking out. During the match itself, I was like, ooh, maybe his chances are lower than I think.
Yeah.
Though I still expect him to win.
Yeah. Like, there's one cool spot as well when Darby Allin went to do one of his suicide murder dives, and then Sammy caught him in a cutter. That looked pretty smooth. Yeah,
some very, very athletic stuff happening, and very like when everyone who hit their mentor's finisher, like
that was good. Yeah.
Darby Allin does a scorpion death drop. Jungle Boy does a kill switch, even though
it wasn't meant
to now.
Yeah, but...
And MJF then hit Crossroads, and I was like, all right.
Oh, cool. And then I thought they're not going to mention who it is. Then he did. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. Right. And I was like, wait a minute. Is Sammy Guevara going to do a code breaker or Lion Team or something like that?
He did do code breaker, innit?
Yeah, but during the sequence?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I might have just like, okay, maybe I forgot that. Maybe I missed it.
I think he did. Don't quote me on that. I think he did.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think he did. But maybe I looked away for a second.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who would he done it on. But yeah. It may have happened.
Or maybe it happened during the match, not actually during this particular bit of the match.
Yeah.
And then MJF is like, he got the mic. For some reason, he rolled out the ring when it's him and Sammy Guevara in the ring, and Sammy Guevara is on his knees. And MJF rolls out, grabs the mic, and says, MJF, rolls out, grabs the mic, says to Sammy, yo, you're having a baby, right? You lay down, take my money, lay down. I'm like Tony Schiavone was saying, because this is my logic as well. Like, if you win a championship, you get paid more. Yeah. So why would you lay down?
Yeah, unless you're going to give me like 10 million, because there's no way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. You should have thrown numbers at him.
Yeah.
right? And then Sammy like gets high enough that Sammy was like, okay, fine, give me the. But yeah, so Sammy says, all right, fine, I'll eat the pin.
Yeah.
With no, I don't say no build whatsoever, but just like why, like the massive question mark of why are you doing it without any money being laid on the table? It's just like, oh, I'm gonna lay down for my friend.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the vibe they were trying to go for.
But then like it kind of. I get the spot, but doesn't make any sense because the whole reason like Sammy got to a certain point in his feud because he MJF offered him money to take the pin at Double or Nothing, so you be on the biggest stage and all Like, okay, cool, but he already said no to it earlier in this like build up to the match. So why?
I want to say Sammy was battered to the point where he was considering.
Yeah, but he really
taking
wasn't.
it. Yeah.
So that's a bit weird.
But yeah. So then he goes to go and pin Sammy. Sammy does a small package and MJF kicks out. I was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah. I was like, I get a sequence. It made sense. It's just
But
if he was like, okay, look, how much? If I give you 2 million, right? 3 million, 10 million, yeah, and then something like that, 20 million, I'll do it. Even though you're like, why is MJF going to give a dude 20 million? But he's MJF, he just lie about the money he gives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm making that much money as well, like, what does it matter? It's a weird. Yeah. The more I think about it, the more less sense it makes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you said, I'll kill your family or something. You know what I mean? Like more of a threat. Where I'll give you this much money. So
even though MJF likes to play character out of kayfabe and went through that wall in the kid's face as well. It's like, but if he said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw your newborn baby, like your unborn baby," that might be a step, not necessarily too far, but a bit.
Yeah,
he tried to be a noble heel-ish.
Yeah, or even kind of mention that. Oh, maybe you're having money trouble. If I give you this, you know what I mean? Like something, something. But no, it doesn't.
I'm doing it for the sake of you.
Yeah, but
it just benefits me as well. But
it just doesn't. I don't know. I think I'm trying to find logic in it. What's the point?
But I like the. So the finish comes where Darby Allin tries to do a coffin drop on Jungle Boy, and MJF slips the title right on Jungle Boy's back, on front. So then Darby Allin hits, like he kind of knocks himself out of the. No, he doesn't knock himself. He hits the back of his head on the title on Jungle Boy, so that takes them both out.
Yeah.
And MJF then grabs Darby Allin, and I thought he was going to, the headlock that he was going to do, the headlock takeover.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to try and aim to do it onto the title.
Yeah.
But it just, but MJF accidentally kicked the title away as it was going in that direction.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter anyways, because the logic of how he then did the headlock takeover and hooked the leg and then got the pin from it is like, all right. This calls back all the way back then when they had their feuds. Yeah. Yeah,
like a Full Gear X amount of years ago. Yeah.
Well, and when Darby Allin at the very beginning of this match tries to pin MJF with the same move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was like cool. Mm-hmm. But like, because at first I was like, oh, he done the coffin drop. And because MJF put the belt there, his head on the back of the belt. Yeah, that all makes sense. Yep, cool.
I like it as well, where okay, so it's a four-way match, and everyone's abiding by the rules until MJF decides, you know what I'm gonna do?
Yeah,
I'll put the ring on and try to hit someone with it, and then I think later on, who does he do it to? I can't remember. I think did he do it to who did he low blow?
I think he low blow. I can't remember now.
Was it Darby Allin?
I think it was Darby Allin.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Darby.
No, I think he low blowed off Jack Perry. I think.
Yeah. He basically Shoryukened.
Yeah.
because the guy he did it to, and I'm sorry, I forgot who it was. He came off the ground with that low blow.
Yeah. Like, that's.
And then I think that's when MJF gets hit with the skateboard as well. And then we're like, all right, so no rules in a four-way. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can't then go over the top with this,
But I did like one spot, which was kind of building Jack Jack Perry's character, where he got the belt and he was gonna hit was he gonna hit Darby with it? He was gonna hit Darby with it, and then he was standing there for ages, like, should I do it? And he's like, no, I'm gonna win this the right way. Then it comes back to bite me in the ass. But hey,
Yeah.
Good on him for being a man, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if he did it, he didn't show enough signs of the heel turn.
No, which is a good thing.
Yeah. If it came to Sammy, whether to do it, then it would have been a bit more of a 50-50 there.
Yeah. You could be thinking, oh, maybe he will, maybe he won't. But Jungle Boy, you kind of know he's not going to do it, is he?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. Yeah.
Not to say, obviously, but he just like Sammy's doing the thing where he's like he's tweener-ish because he's kind of a heel, but he's only like a little bit face, but he could also go back to being
so it's kind of like in his character. So okay, sure, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But really good match. Really, really good match.
Yeah. Surprised that this wasn't the main event, but it kind of makes sense it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because of
Yeah. He did it was Sammy low blowed. I'm remembering now.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. So like, we get to final match in a minute, but I just like the first match, the Battle Royal, I thought was good. Everything else was kind of like towards the middle was like, all right, fine. Serviceable and stuff like that. And and then I think as much I like the women's match because it was what it needed to be, right? But I can see why some people wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I can see why. Like why I didn't like it.
Yeah, and then the Jade Colgan match, fine. It was good as well. I enjoyed it for what it was. And then this match was definitely the standout at this point.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Which then you're saying, as for the Anakin Arena match, made sense to be where it was as well because
makes sense.
It's like with all the stuff that the people are doing in the Pillars 4-way. When you have hardcore match with all your main names, with all this other nutty stuff that's going on, I get why it went at last, because where it closes out as well.
Yeah, and this was literally like a blood feud, so it kind of makes sense for it to go.
Yeah, so they have the group play Wild thing.
Yeah, some weird group. It's not the actual group that sings the song, but yeah.
And that plays for like half the match or however long.
A good 10 minutes of the match that song is playing. Yeah.
Now here's the thing, right? The Elite come in their specific tights, so you can tell who's who.
Yeah.
Everyone in the Blackpool Combat Club are mainly in black, and you can't immediately distinguish who's who because you can tell who they are by their heads, right?
Yeah.
But if you're the crowd up there. And then you don't know who's doing what if you get what I'm saying.
I don't know because they are quite distinguishable. It's like
that's probably why they decided to go that way, which makes sense as well.
Yeah, because like the Young Bucks from afar, you can't tell which one's which. Because literally they dress exactly the same.
Yeah.
So, but
like you could tell when Nick used to dye his hair.
Yeah. But like. Guess the Combat Club, you could kind of tell who's who because one's bald, so you kind of know who that is.
Well, yeah, one's bald, one's
bald, one has a bit of hair, one has a lot of hair and young, and is also Asian, and then you got Daniel Bryan who's like shorter than everyone and
has super long hair.
Yeah, so you kind of tell. But
all right, but I enjoyed this match. What I don't like about these particular matches is the cameras has to be all over the place.
Yeah, it's all over the
and
shop.
Then someone's doing a spot while someone else is doing a spot because they don't know where everyone else is in if they're outside in the parking lot because one of the Bucks got pile drive outside on a truck by Claudio.
Yeah.
But something else was happening in the ring.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a chaotic. I suppose it adds to the feel of what the actual match is, but just like it's about like, all right, if they're all in the same place and you can work out who's doing what, then you know what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's just
and it's different from when we're watching it on the pay-per-view because we can just rewind a little bit.
Yeah, but if you're like, not if you're there, it's just it's too frantic.
Yeah,
like there was a spot where I can't remember. It was in the crowd, and someone had like a replica AEW title.
Yeah,
like one of the people in the crowd, and then things one of the Bucks went to get it off the person, and then the camera switched to another bit of the match.
Yeah,
and then came back, and the spot was done. You're like, oh.
Oh yeah. Same with I think Mox had Omega on in a sleep hold or something.
Yeah.
And there was the casino chip with the barbed wire on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that as well, because then Mox all of a sudden he was selling on the barbed wire.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
Like, oh, how did we get from here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, people got hit and hit hard.
Yeah.
At certain points.
People got
Matt Jackson doing his Northern Light suplex all the way from the top of the ramp to the bottom of the ramp.
Yeah, which is always fun to watch.
Yeah.
See how long he goes for.
Yeah. The Bucks, who they beat up to the ramp? Were they beating up Claudio up the ramp?
Yeah, because then he comes like kind of like hobbling back off us. Yeah, it's Claudio. Yeah.
So yeah, beat up Claudio up the ramp, and the guy's still singing Wild Thing.
Yeah.
So the Bucks look at it. Then he takes off his t-shirt while the Bucks are looking in the crowd. Right, the guy takes off he opens his jacket, whatever he's wearing, and he's showing it off before the Bucks can see it.
Yeah.
And so he has to set it for a little bit longer.
Yeah, then he turn around.
And then they super kick him, and he takes a good bump on the thingamajig as well.
Yeah.
Maybe he was wearing a padded jacket, whatever. But yeah, he took a decent bump on that, and I was like, okay, cool. Whoever they got to whoever they got to sing it, maybe. I don't want to say he's a part-time wrestler as well, right? But yeah, it's just like they took a bump in a way like if it wasn't a non-wrestler style bump, it would have just probably flopped on the floor for safety. But maybe it's someone he does know enough of how to take it.
Yeah. So if I could think of,
because then the other band members just kind of
walk away,
fly away.
Yeah, like I don't need this in my life. I just leave. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, like you're saying, there's a double thing where Claudio's doing a giant swing, and Moxley and Omega are fighting somewhere else, and it's just like, all right, which camera am I supposed to be looking at? But yeah,
because that swing, it was in like the concourse of the arena, or whatever it is. That swing looked pretty like gnarly because he swings him and kind of throws him into the bin.
Yeah.
I love because normally like the swing he puts him down.
Yeah.
He literally just threw him. I was like, oh, that looks kind of bad. But fun.
Yeah.
So,
the other good stuff is where who was it? What was it? What's the submission move they were in? No, what did Moxley have? Kenny Omega in? Was it a Boston Crab?
Yeah.
And then Matt Jesser comes out with his trainer, which somehow has an explosive.
Oh yeah, because he had him in Boston Crab, and I think Nick or someone was like super kicking him, and he wasn't budging.
Yeah.
And then he hobbles down, Matt. Yeah, and then super kicks him with like some explosive foot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
And I was like, all right.
Okay.
Well.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I was like, okay. I accept it, right?
Yeah.
I accept it, and I can see how did he run down the ramp? But now I'm thinking about it, he didn't really run down the ramp.
He seemed limping, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he didn't want to put weight on that thing, because otherwise it'd come off.
Yeah.
And then people wondering why is his foot exploding?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But yes, I'm like, all right, exactly what they. Like, I hope Moxley's not hurt by that, whatever it was that had to go into his face, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, alright, so then he super kicked Wheeler Yuta a couple of times, and I'm like, why is there no explosions now?
Yeah.
Why is there no remnants of something? Because when he does the super kick and it explodes, right, you're thinking, okay, so when he's hitting the next guy, maybe something... Obviously, he can only attach them in explosives to his foot,
but
still... Yeah. Sorry?
That was cool. I was like, that was cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, there's all sorts of blood everywhere and something. And Kenny Omega, right? His tights got the red, white, and blue. And I was like, all right. And you got like symbols and stuff like that, circular symbols and stars, right? And I was like, okay. And then later on, he grabs starts fiddling, and he starts doing the Captain America on everyone.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
I was like, that was foreshadowed. That's cool.
yeah. I was like, cool. He's just like jumping shield swings at everyone, and it would be great if he got the shield lid and threw it at someone, and someone had to sell it when it hits them. Because the trash can lid didn't really do much, but still, just for the jokes,
just for giggles, yeah.
Yeah, if you were, for example, outside on the apron, and he threw the lid at you, and then he hits you, you got to sell off the apron.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, what if he misses? What happens?
And he's like, "Oh, it looks awkward. You can't redo that spot." Oh.
Yeah. The finish comes when. Oh no, there's another sequence just before this where the Jacksons get taken out. So after the exploding super kick, Matt Jackson gets triple teamed, I think. They set up like thumbtacks, and they just basically start using dropping his foot into the thumbtacks and all that stuff.
Yeah, which is like, ooh.
And then they put thumbtacks in his mouth and super kick him, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oof, okay. I suppose it makes sense within the context of the match and how this thing is just like, you know what? Straight away, even though Hangman Page just rejoined the Elite and he was already having this feud with Moxley, and then the Elite are having their feud with the Blackpool Combat Club. All right, we got to this level already.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Because the Blackpool Combat Club, by the way, is just like escalation.
Yeah, they're just like angry for no reason.
Yeah. So it makes perfect sense what they do and when they do it.
Yeah, it's like, I buy it. It's like, I buy it. They're just angry.
Yeah. So I think no. Sorry. Matt got a European uppercut.
Yeah,
they had the thumbtacks in the mouth. They push him into the European uppercut, and then Wheeler Yuta does a German suplex, a very safe one, by the way, on Matt.
Yeah.
And then but Hangman Page breaks up the pin on that one. But Omega, the Bucks are taken out. Then it's Omega and Page just left in the ring.
Yeah.
With the Blackpool Combat Club surrounding them, and like, all right, well, the first ever AEW Tag Team Champions are just going to be going down fighting,
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah.
It's a good match.
Yeah, and so the finish comes. Oh, Wheeler Yuta gets one wing named. No, hold on.
Oh, he gets. No, he gets dead shotted.
Yeah.
Deadeye, sorry.
Yeah.
And then he kind of gets put into a one wing angel off that and takes one wing angel. Yeah.
No. Does he take it? I thought.
Yeah, he takes it.
What's it called? I thought Callis interferes before that.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he hits it, and then
he does hit one on Brian.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yep. He gets on Brian. Yeah. Sorry.
And then Wheeler Yuta just gets So Wheeler Yuta breaks up the pin from the one wing angel, and then he just gets destroyed by Page and Omega because they just moonsaulted him all over the place. Yeah. And then Omega gets Wheeler Yuta in the one wing angel position, and then Don Callis appears because after he turned on Kenny Omega. And then it's Kenny Omega without even turning around. He just lets Wheeler Yuta slip out the front because he wants to turn on Don Callis.
Yeah,
he knows he's there. And then I'm not sure exactly what's happened. I had to rewind it a couple of times to watch, right?
Yeah.
But the mystery person comes out, and Don Callis kind of backs into him accidentally.
Yeah.
So he has to crumble.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was meant to beg off and roll the other way or something like that, but basically just backs into this guy's way.
Yeah.
So the guy kind of pushed him slightly, so he could do his flying Insiguri.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was and then when he takes off his mask, it's Takesha How do you pronounce his name?
I don't remember. I just call him Takeshita. I don't remember his whole name. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who was with Kenny Omega. All this, who was meant to be with Kenny Omega, and he was friends with Kenny Omega during this time in AEW, and he turns on him.
Yeah.
Which people did predict, by the way.
Yeah.
But only because they're hoping something else will happen next, which I will get to.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then then Wheeler hits Kenny Omega with the finish, and
Yeah.
Well, he does the seatbelt, the rolling. How was that done? What would you say? It was like
it's called a safety, but I actually don't know. It's weird to like kind of explain. It's like a schoolboy.
It's a schoolboy abdominal stretch pin.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Ish.
That's the easiest way of like kind of explaining it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't mind that Wheeler got the pin here. It actually made sense when you like everyone else. The other guys don't need it.
No, they don't really get anything from it. Yeah.
Because they were like if it's going to be if in the multi-man match where you're going to have interference to win, at least the guy who's getting pushed up the card or trying to be a bit more relevant.
Yeah.
Get it. Not to say Wheeler. Yeah, he's already got some decent relevance just by being.
Yeah, but like when you think about it, compared to everyone else in the match, he's not up there, like name wise.
Yeah.
Like Claudio has always been known from his days in Ring of Honor and WWE.
Yeah.
He's Ring of Honor champion. You got Mox, who is Mox. Everyone knows Mox. Daniel Bryan, the Bucks, all them. They've all done something like relevant.
Yeah.
Not saying that Yuta hasn't, but he's not on their level.
Yeah.
Yeah, name wise at the moment.
So the Blackpool Combat Club has now 5 members.
No, we don't know.
The Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, we don't know if Takeshi's joined.
Oh, okay.
Because even commentary was saying we don't know if he's a part of it or his own little thing.
Well,
because when they're celebrating, he's not standing with them; they're in the background.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm sure there'll be Don Callis will confirm for us, but we'll get to there later in a second because people are assuming there's going to be a 5-on-5 match to blow this entire, not necessarily blow the entire feud off or wherever they're going to go, but the next time they're going to all compete against each other in a 5 versus 5, and you're going to have Kota Ibushi come and join the Elite. Now, what do you think about that?
I get it. Makes sense.
Yeah. It kind of is the way they're going.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Look, who would you bring out to compete? Who if the Elite were all buddies?
Yeah.
So who else can they bring to come with the Elite in this blood feud? That's their friend.
The obvious answer, but they don't work there anymore, would be Cody. But
yeah.
Then, if he wasn't sort of cancelled, I would say Marty Scurll, but
yeah.
Exactly, next one would be Takeshi. No, sorry, would be Kota Ibushi.
Yeah,
or even the Rainmaker himself, Azusa Okada.
Yeah. So, if the Blackpool Combat Club just get more and more members, then you can do that as well. Yeah. You just start making groups that. Just you bring out another person, and you bring out another person, but then you can only max out at a certain point because Okada would probably be the biggest name you could bring.
Yeah, and you don't really want to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be Kota, or if they were it's not going to happen, but they wanted to, they could bring Switchblade into it, get rid of what's his face.
Juice Robinson.
Yeah, because I can't stand that guy.
If Switchblade, by the way, been known for just changing sides whenever he wants to change sides.
Yeah.
Right? So this would actually really help him as well.
Yeah, because it kind of makes sense because the Bullet Club Elite connection. But
Yeah. Well, look, I hope they do something with Switchblade.
Yeah, same. As he is one of my faves. But so I guess Kota Ibushi would be the smart choice.
Yeah.
As if he signs with AEW. So hey.
Well, even if he just signs for the one-off.
Yeah. Could work. It will work. Yeah.
But overall, yeah, I'd say that the last 2 matches definitely are really good.
Yep, must watch in my opinions.
And the rest of them, like, okay to decent, some good.
Yeah. Some good, some alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, am I gonna compare it to a other event that was over the weekend? Don't know. I think I preferred the other one more.
Go on. I didn't watch it. So you do you mean NXT Battleground?
No, I was talking about Night of Champions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know, because
all right.
I feel like that had more story development in that, but hey, whatever.
Well, the thing is that in Night of Champions they had more long-term stories that were going into it.
Yeah.
Where some of the stories here are like, I wouldn't say you had like the build for the Four Pillars match wasn't good, even though it was a long-term story.
Yeah.
The build for the last match was really good, and it was a long-term story.
Yeah.
Some of the like the Battle Royal, okay, there's no particular story there, other than Orange Cassidy's getting weaker and weaker.
Yeah.
But that's not relevant to a Battle Royal.
No.
Jericho and Adam Cole having their thing, but it is only just kind of started.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that I can see why you'd say that. By the way, because you got matches that even if you're going to say on Night of Champions, they weren't good, they weren't great or anything like that.
Yeah.
They had to build to that led into it.
Yeah.
For the payoff. Yeah.
But yeah, both shows were good. Yeah, I Double or Nothing. It was good. I'm not gonna cry about it and moan.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. If you can, I'll say seek out the last 2 matches and watch the Battle Royal because Battle Royal was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the chaos of the women's match, but the women's title match, but that's neither here nor there.
Never here nor there.
Are you going to watch All In?
Yes, because I'm going to be there, so yeah, I have to watch it.
Oh, you already got your tickets?
Yeah. So
how much were they? Where are you seeing? And how much were they?
I think my tickets. I can't actually remember. My tickets, I think, cost me like £100 each.
Oh, where are you seeing?
I can't actually remember. I need to check this.
Okay.
Let me check.
You should forget what you gonna say.
I bought it. I'm like, yep, I'm alright for now. And just
yeah. It don't matter where I see.
Yeah, literally. I was like, I got it. It's fine.
Okay. But that's in a good couple of months' time. So
yeah, I should know by then.
Yeah. All right. I was gonna say because it's the matches that it seems like Will Ospreay is gonna be challenging Kenny Omega for the title at this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Well, is it a special event or is it a pay-per-view?
It's a pay-per-view, but even though All Out is like a week after it, which is super weird to me.
Yeah, and if Jamie Hayter's healed in time, then she gets to return, here.
Yeah. It's a weird one.
Yeah, and I wonder, yeah, like you're saying, they're going to have to rearrange the rest of the pay-per-views-ish?
I guess so.
Yeah. But we'll see, yeah. Because that's a while away.
Yeah.
But you obviously, I don't say you don't specifically know what matches are going to happen, but it does seem like it's going to be Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega for the US title.
It's going to be
that seems to be a lock.
Yeah, it has to be, innit? Or something along them lines, because if not, it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then it's kind of weird in my... But then... Would Ospreay win?
Well, it's in the UK.
But then,
I don't see why not.
Like, on New Japan, sort of like, if you think about it New Japan wise, why would you want a major title change like that to happen on someone else's show?
Yeah, it is true, but at the same time, you had the match at your pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Logically speaking, by the way, Kenny Omega should have won on an AEW pay-per-view, and then Will Ospreay wins it back on a New Japan pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But they went up the opposite direction, and I'm like, all right, fair enough, whatever.
Makes no sense.
It's gonna be like, hey, good matches are good matches,
Yeah.
regardless.
But yeah, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
All right, that will close us out for this edition of Trip Around the Multiverse.
Yes.
I'm the man that bleeds all the time in every single one of his matches, it seems. Hardcore or not, right? John Moxley loves to do everything.
He loves it, yes.
Actually, I think they pointed out in the commentary, and John Moxley's bleeding again.
Yeah, well, they're into the joke too. Oh gosh.
I'm CY Chung with my co-host.
And your co-host, the man who doesn't know how to film directions wise when it comes to camera. Let me start that again because that was terrible. And the man who announces to the world that I'm pregnant just before going to a match, Carl Charles. Not my wife, but me. I'm pregnant, Carl Charles. And thank you for listening to us review AEW's Double or Nothing 2023. Let us know what your favorite matches were on the card. Where do you think this is going with the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite? Had Takeshita joined?
And also, Forbidden Door, because Okada, Tanahashi, and Ishii are the never openweight 6-man title holders.
Oh yeah,
and they're going to get challenged by
Blackpool Combat Club, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait. Which members? Mox. No, Shota is there.
Because it's going to be Shooter, Mox, and
Claudia.
Yeah, Claudia.
Yeah. So that's going to happen. Maybe the title will change there. But that is, by the way, then Shooter should join the Blackpool Combat Club, and that make them 6.
I think technically he has joined them in it.
Well, he hasn't done any. Well, he hasn't. Okay, not on AEW TV.
No, but like
But then if Okada then joins the Elite, there's too much star power there.
Yeah, it's the Elite. They are stars.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's what I'm saying is the people that be taking it. If these 6-man title matches happen, Wheeler or Shota are taking the pin.
Yeah, of course. That's a given. Come on now.
Yeah. 6 on 6. I mean, like six. A group of 6 versus a group of 6. That's 12, isn't it? But anyways,
I believe so. Maths is not great. I believe so.
Yeah. So yeah. Sorry, you were signing out.
Oh yeah. Stuff. Yes. Let us know. You can do that by following us on Instagram and Twitter and leaving a tweet or a comment in the comments section. Also follow us on YouTube and give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And yes, all that lovely information can be found in the description part of this podcast on the audio realm or on YouTube. Just click on the description bit. And once again, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Blue.